What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the conversation, man. We got a full panel here. Man, y'all know what time it is. We are going to jump right into it. Listen, we're not going to waste any time today. I'm going to pass it off to my man. I'm going to put that alley on my man right here, man. Ken, man, what's up, man? You had something for the people today.
Well, yeah. We kept talking about social media influence when we talk about our relationships and how everything goes along with social media. So how important is it really that social media influence when you're in a relationship and the attention that you may give to social media outside of your significant other? Is that really a big thing that's, is that a sticking point for some people?
Look at Pandora.
Social media, because you talked about it before too. What's the impact of social media? Do you feel like people need it when you're in a relationship or whatever the case may be?
Well, social media is a second life. So why would you want to stipulate your relationship off of something that may not be true, right? So no, I wouldn't want to look at social media and say, hey, this is how I want my relationship to be. Why? Because it's false. I don't want my relationship to be built off of nothing false.
It's false until somebody do something real.
Yeah.
But how often does the real happen, though?
You said how often does it real? I see what you're saying, but I mean, social media ain't false because people be putting out their real self. They be in real DMs. They be clicking real likes. They be doing all kind of stuff. What'd you say?
You think that's a lot? Well, some of it may be real, but I think maybe 90% of social media.
For the show, for the
it's
life.
for the show. So you don't think so? So you don't think that? I think that when someone shows off too much, is something going on with them, or they done saw something or somebody else that they trying to put a picture out to everybody that is cool. There's nothing wrong with you showing your person you love your person, you're into your person, but sometimes. I can look and be like, oh, something going on. All of a sudden, this is this. You know what I'm saying? But why would you why would you base your relationship off of something else? Why would you base your relationship off of someone else? Then you being fake with your relationship too.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I agree. Like, somebody told me yesterday that they don't know if I'm involved with someone or not because my business is my business. What I post on social media, that's for entertainment. Now, I may give an encouraging word, but my relationship is my relationship. And, if I have someone personally, that means that I trust you enough to know my personal business. But like she said, social media is so full of fake that we present stuff that's not really us, trying to get a like from people that don't matter. So they looking anyway, but no, I don't need to post my boo on every platform. A young lady finally posted her boo, but then put like a smiley face over him, all for the last 2 weeks. This week I'm looking and I'm like, now she posting, it takes a real man not to cheat on a real woman. And now she's at the water reflecting. But before it was her and the boo.
I'm going to try to find out who this person is.
Don't even worry about it. But it's like when you put stuff out there, I'm liable to be like, well, what happened? And then they be like, mind your business. But it is my business. It was my business when you put it all on social media.
Okay.
So don't let me in on the good times and then don't let me in on the breakup. I want to know too.
Okay.
Because we nosy.
Period.
Well, is that what social media is? Is just us being nosy? Does it fulfill that voyeurism in us? We have to be on the outside looking in kind of thing.
I guess sometimes, but I don't post a lot of personal stuff online. Like, I don't post my child. Neither one. I don't. I'll give you an example. My mother, she posted my birthday, happy birthday, something simple. I was like, Ma, I love you. Take it down. Like, she don't get it, but I was like, I don't need everybody in my business. I don't care how small it is, my personal business. I don't want it on there. That's just me. Let's stick to business. and we get to roll, and we might do some laughs, you know, some sports. I can talk about that, but I don't want nobody in my relationship either. I'm single, so I want to, you know, let y'all think what y'all want.
I post a lot of stuff on social media. Some of it.
Tell me shit.
Yeah.
But you know,
That's doing it.
Kanye West workout plan.
She got
The
the angle
Kanye
right.
West workout plan. You know, that
but
Kanye West.
mine is like motivational. Some of it is
It is
personal.
motivation.
It's a
Some
lot
of
of
it-
motivation.
Some of it is personal, you know, and some of it is
Thirst
you
trap.
know, who?
Thirst trap.
No, for what?
telling you,
Why?
I'm telling
So,
you.
so
We are not going through
Wait a
this.
minute.
No.
I'm just saying.
Can I ask a question
Let her ask a
though?
question. Let her ask a question.
But if she was not attractive, would it matter what if she's posting that and she wasn't pretty or she wasn't beautiful or she didn't have a nice body? Would it matter if she was but ugly?
It's
Would y'all have the same, like this whole reaction just now? Would it matter if she did not look the way that she looked? Look at it. Look at the face. Look at the faces. Look, you see the face. You see what I'm talking about? Right?
Hey, look.
Get up.
Hey, look. But you took away the beauty, you took away the shape, everything. Like, come on, man. you gotta give me something.
But why? But see, that's the point, though. Why does she have to not do it because she looks the way that she looks? It's y'all fault. Y'all be going to the daggone
It is.
blue black
There we
lands.
go.
It's our fault. I just
can't
was,
blame us.
I just woke up 7:00 in the morning, and I got on my like what the, scroll. Oh, okay.
yeah.
You know, it's
She
my
motivated
fault.
motivated you to be great.
I'm
that
just
day.
saying.
Right, it's motivation. It is motivation. And then when I talk about relationships, it's what we need to talk about. And you know, one guy was like, "Well, you put all your stuff on there. What make you think it's about me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I put it on there, that don't mean that it's specific
fact.
to me.
Now you hit up something just now. We're gonna get back around to what you said too, but I put stuff out there that ain't got nothing to do with me. Or I could have had a conversation years ago and something just triggered me to think about that.
Yeah.
And then now I'm putting it on there. And man, I'd have had people sent off to the side. I remember one lady, and I hope she don't ever see this, but if you do, she would come to me and basically was like, "Yo, I know you were talking about me. I think that's a punk ass move and stuff like." I was like, I wasn't even thinking about you. Now listen, if I got something to say to you,
Right.
anybody knows who Dave is. If I got something to say to you, I'm going to say it to
say
you.
it.
I don't have to go to social media first or what second, third, fourth. I can come straight to you. So my thing is that, you know, she perceived that I was talking, and I think there's a problem with the perception of when you're talking about relationships and things of that sort. You know, can a person like another person's picture that they're not in a relationship with, and that other person not have a problem with it? I remember I used to be married. I ain't married no more. I'm single. But anyway,
Get at them.
you know, I would say I ain't even single. I'm like halfway kind of,
Get at them.
you know, I don't even know what I am.
We
now
just gonna
these
go ahead
days.
and move on from that. Let's
But anyway, no, for real. But what I'm saying is this, right? So what happened was it was I was talking about something. Y'all just kind of got me off track. But I was talking about when something happens and somebody else perceives it to be something. I'm like, oh yeah, my ex-wife, she saw something. She saw me befriend a girl who I used to hang with. She was my bestie in college. Now this is like sometime 15 years later.
Right.
And she just found me. She all married and all it ain't nothing. She was like, "Hey Dave, you know, as far as that goes, we were best friends." And she told me, "Hey, cut it off. I don't want you even doing nothing. Don't be friends with her. Delete her." I was like, "Why?" Because I don't feel comfortable. So this is a question to all of you guys.
Oh Lord.
If your significant other or somebody you may be in and out with or whatever the case may be is, well, whatever. If they have a problem with the, you know, somebody that you are friends with or something like that, or somebody likes your picture, whatever the case may be, too much, and they see it. They see somebody commenting on your picture or commenting on. If they say, I don't like that person, I want you to delete her. Do you delete those person out, or do you have that back and forth with them like, hey, it ain't really nothing? That's a question.
So social media, if you're an insecure person, all of those platforms will magnify your insecurities, right? So if you don't want anybody liking my pictures, then that's your problem. You know, again, we go back to that whole trust thing. I'll post a picture and I have friends that, you know, I went to high school with. Look at my baby right there. And I laugh. It's funny to me. But then you have other people in there.
Say that? Look at my baby?
Yeah, up underneath the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But
never had nobody say
number one, okay, well, I mean, you need to do better then. But number one is if I'm single, you know, and this is
she's single though.
I'm single,
That's
so
different.
I don't have to respond or react to anything. But if I'm in a relationship, then I would never allow that disrespect.
Right.
But I mean, what's a like? What's a love? What's a care? What is, it's just a button, and I'm not in their face. I'm not touching this person. They're not touching me. It's a like. It's a simple like. And who would want somebody that don't nobody else want?
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? That's a compliment.
Nah, that's intimidation to the wrong person.
Insecure.
They feel like, so you say who would want? I mean, let's go around. Do you want somebody that everybody likes, or that somebody likes?
Well, Ken said it last week about that whole
you
junior
want
high
somebody?
school example.
I honestly don't think
heard that.
no one wants to be with someone that no one wants.
That's a fact.
You know, it's just, you know, it's something about,
I don't need you to pick up that mic because you was leaning.
you know, it's to me, it just feels like it's something about knowing that this person is pursuable, desirable, because, you know, otherwise if I see everyone else not really trying to check you out, I'm thinking something wrong with you. You know, I think you in the corner
You
for
could
a
be
reason.
low key.
No, you could
Nah.
be
You could
crazy.
You wouldn't. I mean, I
You
wouldn't.
could be crazy.
But you could. People
could
could
be a
like you and be
stalker.
crazy.
Something wrong.
You could be
Let me tell you
popular and be
something.
crazy.
I don't
You
want
think
nobody on my side that don't look great. And that's period. That's on everything. I ain't saying they got, my great may be different from your great.
Right.
But it's my great. And it might, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody, listen,
So why do y'all end up with them cooter boogers then?
we're not talking about that.
Okay,
You
I'm
keep
sorry.
going back.
I'm sorry.
Dang,
Keep
Janine,
going back
why
to
you
cooter
got-
boogers and dust
I'm
bunnies.
sorry.
And,
Who hurt you?
hey,
Oh no.
My
No.
God.
No,
She
no.
about,
Wait,
she
okay,
about
okay,
to go.
okay,
No,
okay,
no,
Don't
okay.
do
No,
it.
no.
Okay, don't do
Please,
it.
don't do it, Tim.
No.
Don't
too
do
early.
it.
No,
Don't
it's
do
too
it.
early.
It's too early.
Girl, don't do it. Girl, don't do it.
Stupid, yo.
Just be trying to
He be
step
trying,
in.
like,
He be trying to step in the
I
stuff.
love it.
Listen, he always opened the door.
And get
And
mad
she don't
when
want and don't want you to go in it.
And
But
look, and they try to calm her down. It be too late.
no, but
I
seriously,
just go back
mean,
into my little
come on.
cave. I'm like,
But come on, man. Let's just be real. Like if you are with someone, you want to feel like someone else can, you know.
Yeah,
I have someone-
I feel what you're saying, but I'm gonna say what he said basically. If you look great to me, that's for me. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me, cause I know at the end of the day, everybody gonna shoot their shot. I don't care about that. My care is, how are you gonna handle that? I don't have to then gonna jump over him. Yo, Dave, why you? I don't want to do all that. I don't got time for that. You gotta respect what we have and check him. You know what I'm saying? Cause in my inbox, I know they coming over here.
right,
Thank you.
right. So that's the thing that I felt like the same way. It's like, it's on me,
Yeah,
not on you. You know what I have? I said, you can't be with me 24 hours of the day.
facts.
You don't know what I do 24 hours of the day. You just gotta trust.
You gotta trust. Yeah,
That's and I know that's hard to do in these days and time. Trust is hard to do, but you just gotta trust. Like I gotta trust you. I ain't. If you fine, don't think that I ain't thinking. I'm not stupid. Guys be shooting they shot all the time.
Facts.
I remember seeing a guy she went in the store. My ex went in the store one time, and I'm sitting out in the car. A guy we used to be in high school with I'm talking about in the line trying to get her down. Mm-hmm. And then she came back out to the thing. I seen it, and cause he said, are you single or something like that, or you know, she was like, I'm married, whatever the case may be. He was like, so does he make you happy?
Oh yeah.
It's one of them.
That's what y'all do though.
It's like, does he make you happy? Are you happy? And then, you know,
y'all.
I think she turned him down, whatever the case may be. And then I saw, as soon as he came outside, he was like, oh man, what's up, man? You know, like that. And I was like, yeah. And so I ain't sweated because for me, you know, I can be with somebody at a bar and they can separate from me. As soon as they separate, guys like, going over there, right? I don't make nothing. You know what? Because I came with you and I'm leaving with you. That junk don't faze me because I'm not insecure.
Right.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm gonna just be real. I done had some things shook me because of this doggone social media. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And if it wasn't for social media being the influence that it is, certain things I would have been in and I wouldn't have found out about if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, it does have a way of, unfortunately, sometimes showing the other side of the coin that you don't know.
Right.
And when that happens, that does tend to shake your perception. You know, I used to be the kind of dude who was like, hey, you know, I'm posting a picture, hey, it's me and Bae, it's me and Bae. And then when I get that doggone message saying, hey, you know what? Let me show you some receipts about such and such. That thing shook me.
I believe it, but I mean, everything comes to the light, you know what I'm saying? Same back what Dave said. You trust your partner, you trust yourself. Do what you got to do. You do your part. Hopefully they doing theirs. If something do come out, it come up.
It's actually a blessing. That's what you call it.
Yeah, but it don't feel good.
It doesn't feel good,
It don't feel
but
good at the time.
it's not gonna feel good early. It's not gonna feel later. I mean, but
Right.
it's still a blessing, right?
So how much do you, like David said earlier, how much do you tend to capitulate for your partner? You know what I'm saying? You know, so I went through a phase of, after certain situations happened, I was like, man, I'm tired of going back here having to erase all these pictures off my timeline and all these posts. I got to take it all down. Don't worry about it. I ain't posting nobody no more. Never again.
That's it.
But why
That's it.
though? Like, I don't. That's too much energy because, and then
Because I was hurt.
But I'm
You
devoting.
talking about deleting?
Like, it's because if you have to go that far back, my last marriage, I was married for 5 years, so I barely posted, but I did. So for me to and I tell everybody, in order for me to leave that marriage, I had to heal before I could leave. That's why I was able to leave. But to me, going back and reliving all of that stuff, if it just happens to pop up, then I'll delete it. But I don't feel like that's because that was a part of my life during that time. And I don't feel like I have to be so bitter and hurt that I'm intentionally going back and trying to rid and do.
Me.
Man,
you different from me because I got to delete stuff.
had to.
And I'm gonna tell you why I got to delete stuff. Maybe I'm different. But triggers, right? So I can deal with triggers if I was heavily involved in that relationship or whatever my mindset was. I just don't want nothing to remind me because I feel like that won't. Let me tell you, you probably know this, but how men are, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. We like open doors, and we can not be dealing with you for a minute. Like we can move on. But if that door is still open, it feels like we still got a tentacle somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm serious. And so what we got to do, men got to do, we literally got to cut the
Chop it
tentacle
off.
off. We really got it. We literally, for us to not have some sense of connection to that person, we got to do that. And a lot of times men always, that's why a lot of men, like, they stay with like 5, stokes in the fire. Because they always know that there may be this or maybe that. But it's like, yo, listen, if you really about this next person, you gotta like start cutting and you got that sometimes mean deleting pictures, deleting memories. Some of y'all got videos, y'all need to stop. Like in your phone, sex video, all the stuff you done had.
out.
Hey man, you gotta cut that junk off.
Y'all so nasty.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I mean, that's something that you really gotta cut it off because you'll find yourself reminiscing and not really moving forward with that person who may be good for you that's in front of your face, and you steady. You're not saying you comparing them,
right?
But you are when you don't cut things off. You know what I'm saying?
That's when that healing stuff come in. It's like we all have a work to do within ourselves, especially if we've been hurt, right? My ex-husband, there is not a chance in hell. And I know I can say never, but it does not mean that we did not have any good times, because we did. I don't dislike him. I don't hate him. I will never be with him again. I have cut off all communication with him because he's a narcissistic little boy. And I don't argue with people. And his love language was to argue all the time, and would get mad with me when I would not argue.
Love language is to argue.
No, but that's a real thing.
No, but
it's like I don't.
It's crazy.
I had to cease communication because I know me, and you keep pushing me.
But otherwise, Janine, you probably would have been, because I know other women. It feels like women can handle that a little bit better. Do you feel like if he was okay, you would have been, I'm okay with being your friend?
Okay, friends that we don't need to communicate. We don't need to see each other. But, if you're burning, I might give you a bottle of water. But I mean, it's like, I try not to be that way with people. I try not to, because I know I'm evil, right? I know how evil I can be. No, seriously.
Yo, she is so serious. Yo.
No, I'm
just know that none
serious.
of us here at this table made this admission come out.
But I know that about me, right? So I try to, like, I don't argue with anybody. That's why I don't argue with nobody, because if I don't argue, I'm ready to throw hands. So I eliminate myself from these kinds of situations. So I know if I cannot have a productive conversation with you, and I already know you're going to try to piss me off, you're going to say one word too many times, and I'm going to try to kill you. Oh, I can't say that. I'm going to try to maim you. Maim. Yeah. Somebody's going to have to be on an IV drip, and it won't be me. But because I know that about myself, I tend to stay away from those types of situations, just like you said.
I got a question.
Yes.
Do you let people know that on the first date?
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't. See, here's the thing, right? I tell people all the time, if I walk away, let me walk away. Okay. Let me walk away. Because if I'm walking away, that means that I know nothing good is going to come from this conversation. And I like to talk. Yeah. I feel like as adults, we should be able to talk without arguing. But the moment you want to, okay, let me go on ahead and walk off. But then if you follow me, this is how I feel. I keep saying it. Jesus tried to save your life when I walked off, and because you follow me, I feel like you're gonna get everything that you want and deserve.
I like that. She's serious.
Yeah. To save you.
Hey, you see that? She say. She's
but
serious.
But in that, when we talk about like the pictures and cutting off, and some people can continue and be like, I'm okay. I know that's not good for me to move on. If I'm deep, like in it, like invested. As far as that, I'm invested in it. For me to move on properly, I have to like start shaving off, because a man, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like a man need to be single. If he's trying to be serious with this one, he's got to be single minded. You know what I mean? Like single minded, focus on that.
But it's nothing wrong with that, though.
No,
and I mean, and your next boo will appreciate that, right?
You got to be
especially if you get an insecure one.
Right, that won't happen.
But I know, but see, but I think we all have insecurities. It's just how they present themselves. Yeah. So one person's insecurity may, show up in, them saying, "Hey, I don't, you like a picture," or another person's insecurity can be just as simple as saying, "Hey, right, yeah, though I see how you like this guy, how this guy dresses or something." People have insecurities of all types, and I think the effort comes in when you're trying to match. You know what I'm saying? When you've got two personalities and both people are coming with their own sets of insecurities and how they show each other, how they show to each other. So then you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I maneuver with your insecurities? How do you maneuver around my insecurities, and where do we find that common ground? Because at some point, you still have to try to find common ground.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a fine point to try to learn your partner better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we have a conversation about that, and I don't know. I get enjoyment of learning my partner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And them learning me, because I might learn something new about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy that.
Right.
Now, Pandora,
Sound good.
I'm gonna ask you: have you ever gotten to the point where you just said, "You know what? I ain't even trying to learn nothing else"?
She just started laughing.
What has been your breaking point with trying to learn?
Well, it's good to learn. Like he said, you huh?
Your breaking point.
What have been my breaking point?
Because everybody been to a breaking point.
Disrespect. Disrespect is my breaking point. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I can get over a lot of stuff, but once disrespect hit, that's just a whole different level. I mean, that's just my breaking point. Like recently, what I had, like this guy that I was dealing with. I guess I did some things to him not knowingly, but we were conversating. Like I was actually talking, and then there was a click. Like,
Somebody hung up on you.
yeah, so I'm like,
Nah, we good.
I'm the concerned type. Like I get worried, like what happened, what's going on. So I was like, okay, maybe we had a bad connection, right? So I'm on the road. No call back, no nothing. So the next day, I'm like, well, dog, nothing. So I'm being concerned. Was everything okay? Then when this nigga said, yeah, the F? What? Yeah? Everything's effing okay? The F? And you hung up in my effing face? The F? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, she
Disrespect.
turned
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do the disrespect.
So I mean, but we've all been there, right?
Oh,
so we've all had that breaking point. So yours is disrespect, and everybody's going to have a different one. Now, Janine, I'm sure you're not one to hold back
She gonna let me know right now.
when you
right then and
feel
there.
that barrier has been crossed. So let's talk about valid versus invalid.
So
Can we determine for another person what is valid and invalid when it comes to that threshold?
you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when we deal with people, we have to understand that, we're all different. So what may bother me may not bother you and vice versa. So if we have a conversation and I know what bothers you, then I have to, if I feel like you're worth it, I have to do everything in my power to try to change that if we're going to be together. So it's about a compromise. I feel like nobody should be all 80% in your direction and I'm only getting 20%. We have to understand that scale fluctuates.
Yeah.
So if it's something that I'm doing, it's bothering you, and you make me aware that it's bothering you, if I continue to do it now you got to give me grace because I got to work through that. But if I continue to do it, then you got every right to feel the way that you feel about me, because that means that I'm not caring about you.
Yeah. Especially in the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a learning curve I got to get past, And then once I learn that, then I implement that. But if I don't, that means I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hear you ain't on the mic.
Don't care. Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
I like messing with Pandora.
I think when dealing with social media and the impact that it has made, I mean, all of us are old enough to see. I guess before smartphones even became out here. I remember, we had beepers. We had,
Oh man.
we had. He's like,
T9.
man. Yeah, we had all
Oh,
of
my
that.
God.
We had 1-800-COLLECT, and you got like 3 seconds to say, somebody come pick me up, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We had all of those things and transitioning from there to where we are now and the impact of how glued we are to these little carbon-made phones is something else. We are all involved into a different society. Therefore, everything matters. I think that's the thing I want to say. Everything does matter. When I say everything matters, people have, and I know we say, well, it doesn't really matter, but people sometimes, if they say something wrong on your post and they're supposed to be your guy or your friend or something like that, they take offense to it, and then they'll start deleting people as friends and other stuff like that. And we equate what we do, as far as on here, to real life. I know you said it's not real, but I think sometimes we do equate. So if I say something off to the side, let's just say, Pender, if I say something off to the side on there that you heavily do not agree with, like a stance, then that's going to shape my mindset of who you are to me in real life. And I think that I don't want to not take it too serious, because I agree with what you said, but I don't want to take it too lightly, because it is a part, it's ingrained into, we will never get away from social media. It's never going away for the rest of our life. We're going to die knowing that social media is always going to have a presence in each and every one of our lives. So how we maneuver on social media, what we say, who DMs we dropping in, or who dropping in our DMs and all this stuff, that's real. People don't shoot their shot in person like that no more. You know what they do? They get in them DMs. Now, sometimes you go out to a bar, they going to do that. But they going to go on them D. They going to find out. Watch this. When you leave a bar, what they want. They may want your phone number, but what you probably give them? Hey, my social media.
Your handle. Yep.
You give them a social media, right? Yep. You give them something, because that's impersonal, but they can, if you see them, they see you, they're going to get in that DM and they're going to talk further. It is an introductory. It's how we, watch this, it's how we even form relationships now. We form relationships through social. I don't know a lot of people, but if I see somebody, I remember saying, I had a goal of a certain person. You probably know this. He was from Florence. Back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. Girl look beautiful. I'm talking about straight gorgeous. And I said, I'm going to have her. By golly, I did. But
yeah.
It's like, how did I have her? It was via social media. Yeah. I started, I didn't even, it's like, we were just, she liked some of my picture, and then you saw all that stuff happening. But this is how we, this is how we communicate. This is how we get in a relationship. This is how sometimes we maintain relationship. This is sometimes how we get out of them too.
Right.
It's all, I don't think that we don't need to not pay attention to it. I think that we have to utilize it properly. But in sometimes people who utilize it improperly, and you start seeing stuff that you saw,
right?
Or you guys catch somebody in somebody DM. I mean, people have gotten divorces, gotten all kind of stuff over somebody being in, or they being in somebody else's DM.
Man.
But it all goes back to the person. If you know you're in a relationship, or if you know you're married, then why are you in somebody else's DM?
Shouldn't be.
But it still goes back to what you decide to do.
It's an easier access sometimes now too.
Yeah, but I mean, come up in my DM and you got a significant other, I give you warning. One more time and I'm snitching. Period.
Because not everybody is built like
that. But that's disrespectful to me. My mama didn't raise a side chick. And because I know who I am, I'm not gonna settle for being in a secondary position when I know I'm first.
But everything we have now glorifies being side pieces, right? You got the song now, I left home to be with my side piece.
Well, and that's fine, and it works for a lot. It works for a lot of people. It just doesn't work for me. So because you feel like, everybody else allows it to happen, you feel comfortable jumping in my inbox. And then when I go look and I be like, oh, me and Bae celebrating and we so happy. Okay, sir. And I'll screenshot a picture. Okay, sir. You and Bae are real. Can I take you to dinner? We all can go out to dinner. I'm quite sure that will be interesting, but don't ever feel like, but if you come back, the warning is if you come back, I'm posting, period. Because if I told you that's not who I am and you feel like you can, now you realize that you can't.
There's so many things that happen on social media. Sometimes I remember when nobody was smoking hookah. You know what I'm saying? For a minute. I mean, but back in the day, nobody smoked hookah like that. You can't tell me. These hookah, and so people started saying, man, it's a vibe.
Man, it's that trend.
And they got it off of, it's the social media, right? But social media made it popular for us to smoke hookah. We weren't doing that, like as a group, like, hey, let's go out and smoke hookah. And people weren't doing that. It's certain things that we didn't do unless we were exposed to social media, as social media exposes. So a certain lifestyle starting to happen and come up and say, hey, I want this type of lifestyle because this is what I want to reflect in what I see. Man, how many people recently, like within the past few years, talking about I want to travel the world and just travel and go different places? Everybody wasn't like that. Going to the beach was like,
That was it.
but now it's like, oh, I see this. Oh, they having this. Like they're going off on the. You see the countdown of the cruises.
Yep.
It's like, so now that it creates a desire.
Yeah.
Right? It's all marketing, but it creates a desire for us to have a life that sometimes, we didn't have. And if a person is not giving us the life that we want, now we have these standards and stuff like that. No, if you're going to come in our inbox, you just got to know what kind of life I have. I like to go this place. I like to do it. Well, you ain't never had that about 2 years ago. But now you done came up because this is what we see, and we want to reflect what we see. We want, if it's popular, we want to reflect that. So what is that impact when we talking about relationships as far as what we see? Have you guys ever been influenced by something you saw on social media and it made you change your mind about something or made you desire something a little bit more? Any of us?
I want to go to Switzerland. I posted a video. Them daggone, that train ride was beautiful in that big window. And but it depends. But that's motivation though, right?
Right.
It's like if you've never been anywhere and you get to a place where now you can go and you don't know where you want to go, it's good to look. It's just like Googling someplace. How was it? Did I go here? One of my favorite spots is Jamaica, and just happened to run. Oh no, you got to know.
I hate Jamaica.
Hush up, baby. It's gonna be all right. No, we're not gonna do that.
No, not.
But I mean, we had an awesome tour guide who I now recommend. If you go, I recommend everybody deal with him. He's a local guy, down to earth. But
I might need him because my tour guide tried to kill me. So
no.
I don't mess
We
with
call we call him Double O'Dane. Double O'Dane was fabulous, and he showed.
I mean, you go over there too much. That's what that is.
Mind your business. But
How's Stella?
we ain't getting no grooves back over there. We not sponsoring nobody. Who does that?
Swear.
Ugh.
She bring him back.
No, I ain't bringing no. I might. Ain't nobody spending no block
She
either.
had a temp service. She had a temp service last week. Remember last week she had that 6-month temp service?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm single. I can do that. And just because you
So I
said
will
something,
say-
I'll extend it to 8.
Wow. Now I will say relationally though.
You hear this one right here?
Relationally, I don't think I've ever said to myself, like, just based off of what I've seen on social media and things like that, relationally, I've made a change in my behavior. I think we all come from a generation that's a little different.
Right.
We all come from a generation where you had to actually put in work. You actually had to put in work in order to cultivate relationships, that face-to-face, the value of face-to-face and those kind of things.
Hey man, that thing built confidence. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go get that number. You can't send nobody. You can't jump in the DM. You got to go get that number.
So whereas if my picture is on social media and somebody's liking my picture, it's not giving me this inflated self-worth because I already had self-worth before I posted that picture on the internet. Whereas you have a lot of people looking for self-worth through social media. You see what I'm saying? Just like you were saying, Dave, is the way that you decide to use the tool. You see what I'm saying? So I can be on social media and I can have 50 million hey big head messages and I can ignore every last one of them if I know I'm secure in the relationship I'm in. Right. If I'm in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? I don't. It doesn't faze me to catch attention, right? You see what I'm saying? I think that's where a lot of people is the trap off is the attention.
Hey,
part.
Will Smith had that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. That came to mind just now. A lot of people want to pursue happiness. And what we do when we try to only pursue happiness is we dumb down a lot of stuff. Like nowadays, I done seen guys, if you flashing money and you got money, and you almost get I'm not saying I know certain type of women, I get it.
All on.
But I'm talking about on the looks, on the outside. You probably get a lot of women because women are, there's a high value of what a man provides. It's a high value on provision. which equals security. Which
gonna-
that's highly attractive to every woman.
No, sir.
Wait. So y'all mean wait. So wait. I'm not saying money and him flashing, but a man who is a provider, a protector, and offers security. There's not one woman that I know that is not an attraction. I'm not saying that's the only things. So you
Because
telling
he
me that's not
flashes
a
money on social media?
Pandora picked up the mic.
y'all saying that's not attractive to y'all?
Because
Security?
because he flashes money on social media.
I ain't saying flashing money. I'm talking about just a generic. These things. These are characteristics that y'all like.
Yes, that's
Thank you.
that's all.
That's all. These are characteristics y'all like. So,
Hold on.
oh, what you say?
You agree with that?
The
Wait,
protect
the point.
protection,
Just the point.
Security and provision.
right?
But I mean, but then y'all
Those are-
okay?
those
So
are characteristics.
y'all,
Those are good characteristics. Those are
they,
good characteristics.
they are, but any relationship should not be predicated on those facts. Ninja, I can take care of myself.
Nope. You
But
have-
the point,
you
the
take
point
care
of it
yourself
is
because you
the,
have to.
No, the point of it is no. Now
You had to. You had to.
No,
You
no,
got-
no,
when you
no,
say
no, no.
I'm saying you said you have to.
Janine can be sitting extremely lovely right now if she chooses to. If I said yes to any or it, we're not gonna do that right there. We're not being able to provide and protect and all of that. That's all well, fine and good, but I'm not gonna know that's who you are within the first few months of
I get
meeting.
that. I'm not saying that. That's not what I said. But I want you to make sure I'm trying to address that those are characteristics and how we dumb down things, right? So for a man, if I see now, I'm looking at social media, boom, bop, 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 you got all that stuff. I just dumbed you down because I ain't looking at that, and you just dumbed me down. Everybody dumbing each other down based on what we see or what we behold on social media. Like if you think I got money and you see me driving a certain way, you see all of that,
Right.
you're probably gonna be like, he knows, he look like he got provision. He look like he's secure. He like, it's those characteristics I'm talking about. And if a woman looks good, she like she take care of herself. She like she could be great on my arm.
Or they can get
Or
a
she like I
conversation.
can. It's all these things. I'm just saying those are some of the things that we do, and it's a lot. Even though I know Janine, you may not be there. There's a million other people that are there, and this is what we judge each other by to even get us to actually talk to each other. It's got to be some level of attraction, and some of those things we do it off of base instinctive level things. So
It's just to me, it's the man woman dynamic. Period. Some
Right.
things are just ingrained in man woman dynamic. Dave, I agree with you.
Right.
Women have had to step into roles
Thank you.
because men were not in the proper place. Right. So if we're already going to establish that kind of mentality of saying, well, women had to step into these roles because men weren't in place, then that means that you were expecting a man to stay in his place to begin with.
Right.
So the whole "I'm every woman, hear me roar, I can do it all by myself."
You really don't want that.
You come on, man.
You really don't want
But
that.
we never said that we did. See, the problem is that y'all men expect every woman to submit to y'all, right? Based on yeah, y'all do, because
Who
if you
said anything about submitting?
if you're flashing
Because
money, if you're flashing money and driving this car, she needs to appreciate that I can take her to any place else other than those restaurants that are on that list.
Well, then you need to
she's
stop-
gonna know that I can take care
That's
of
a
her.
boy. That's a boy, because a real man is secure enough to understand that submission is not the ultimate goal between him and his woman. It's cooperation.
So I
Cooperation and submission are two different things.
So I did a Google search, right? Somebody said something to me and I said, "Oh, okay, let me Google it." So I Googled the emotional maturity of a man, right? Guess what age that is? Scientifically speaking,
Okay.
age 43.
Okay.
And then that was a set. So it takes y'all 43 years to be to
take a
emotionally
detour
get
in a
to
second, 'cause
it.
she
Take
did
a
it.
detour.
I gotta take a detour.
Take the detour.
All right, so here's the detour.
Turn left.
Because I mean, this is great. So we're talking.
43 is crazy.
No, it's okay. I'm okay. So we were talking about emotional maturity and all that stuff like that. You know, culturally, sometimes we're not allowed to be emotionally mature culturally. All right, that's one. Because men are only supposed to, even women will say that's a weak ass man if they see certain features. Period. In fact, women are the ones who tell us what is weak and what is not weak a lot of times.
Sassy.
Okay? So one. Two, I think that sometimes, and I said this to somebody today, I said a lot of times women, not all women, believe that they are more emotionally intelligent as it pertains to relationships than men are. So then, if they are more emotionally intelligent, that tends to be, I am probably more right about how I perceive a relationship to be. And if I'm more right, then anything that happens wrong is his fault. All right? Which means that if I'm not happy as a woman, it's because you, man, are not making me happy because you don't notice certain things about what should be because you're not in your stead as a man. So whatever happens in this relationship, because I'm already, I said this last week, if I had 10 women in front of me and I say rate yourself 1 to 10, all 10 of them will say 10. You know why? Because women, as well as men, have egos. All right? And when I say that, that means, and I'm saying, I would appreciate somebody to say, you know what, I don't want to be a part of the rating system. I just want to be the better person, the best person I can be. But no, we're going to say, I'm a 10. What do you mean? Look at me. Look at, I'm a 10. Everybody, instead of saying, you know what, I want to be the best person. And I'm not saying there's no women that do that. But a lot of women see themselves a certain way and already feel like they are emotionally ready for any relationship that come their way. And if something happens, it's probably the man's fault that he wasn't ready for her emotional maturity that she's already in. So to coin your, I agree. We are late bloomers as it pertains to certain things.
43 though.
We're late bloomers. That's because
I don't agree with that.
That's because we supposed to be focused on. I'm gonna tell you what we supposed to be focused on as men, and I ain't gonna hold you. We supposed to be focused on the work and getting that money, getting to work, doing what we got to do to grind. So we ain't got time sometimes to be nurturers. That's y'all. And I ain't saying that we can't not share emotional things, but we sometimes don't have time to do that when we're younger. That's why when we retire, this is why you talking about retiring age. When we get a little older, we didn't have few relationships and all this other stuff didn't work out. Now we saying, okay, I may need to pay attention to this side of my life. But my 20s, my 30s, and part of my 40s, I'm grinding. I got to. You know why? Because if a man grinds out, he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do, then he can provide a lifestyle for the both of you and your honey, whatever you got to say, you and your honey, that can help motivate a sense of calm. Now we get to enjoy one another. I mean, that a woman, y'all can grind out too. Grind out as much as you can. So when you get in your 40s, you ain't got to worry emotionally about anything. So where it's off at is that we don't have these things happening. I know she up there huffing and puffing, but I mean,
because
like,
it's a bunch of bull.
It's like everything I said. It wasn't a bull now.
But I mean, but see, this is the problem. We always want to equate everything to every person, and it goes on both sides of the fence. I can't tell you that you're emotionally incapable if I've never encountered you on an emotional level.
You made a statement
I
about
made
you.
a science. I made a science. I said I Googled it, and they did a study.
I agree.
But let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. A lot of men cannot deal with a woman who's 100% secure in who she is. No, that's number one. They can't.
I never met a woman 100% emotionally secure.
Hi, my name is Janine.
No,
nice to meet you.
Everybody got something. Here it is. That's what I'm talking about. The 10 out of 10. Everybody got something.
But my
everybody got something that we deal with. Just like you said earlier.
But my insecurity will never come from a man, though. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
An insecurity will never come from a man.
Everybody got something. Even men, we got something that we deal with.
So the fixation on it being from a man
is wild. Is wild.
That's where it's fixated of the man doesn't have to be the one to provide. The man doesn't have to be the one who solves my problems, but the man is the one who is emotionally immature in most situations. Help me understand,
that's what I got out of that.
Because that's what I'm getting from it. But at the same time, here's the thing about real men. Here's the thing about real men. We are very willing to admit that, you know what? Yeah, in my 20s, in my 30s, you know what? I didn't understand the value of what I see now in my 40s.
Right.
I didn't understand the value of what it meant to have good communication skills. I didn't understand what it meant to really be able to break down those barriers, work on myself in order to be able to let my guard down. You know, women will always say that, you know, they get tired of their man not being able to let their guard down. And men will always say, hey, we always feel like even when I get home, I can't take off my armor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a revolving door with that, though.
So what did I say that was wrong if you essentially just said what I said, right?
But what I'm saying is it's always easy for us to admit it, but y'all can't ever admit shit when y'all wrong.
Who can't? That's not true. It's just the women
That's
that y'all
not true.
deal with.
That's not
And on that note, I love this. We having a great, insightful conversation. Hey,
Oh, we got to pick this
we're going to make sure that we pick this up next time and get right back into it, y'all. It's been good. Thank y'all for the crew. Conversation. We out.
Always.